Good afternoon. I'm privileged to be with all of you today as we celebrate the love between Sydney and Zack. At their request, most of this ceremony will be what we call an unplugged ceremony. So that means that they want you to be fully present and engaged in everything that's happening and not hurrying up trying to take pictures and seeing the lens of everything through that little box on your phone. However, there will be a very designated time, and I'll let you know when, where they welcome you to take a photograph. And we'll pause the ceremony for a bit and let you do that. And then they'll need to immediately be put back on airplane mode because we are live streaming in the back for relatives who could not make it. Let's see. On your seats should be a bag full of petals. What those represent are your good wishes. So at the designated time, towards the end of the ceremony, I'll be asking you to have them at the ready and toss them. They look great in photographs. All right, I think that's it. Family will be asking you to remain for photos. And with that, we are ready to start. Thank you, Mr. DJ. If you crank your heads to the left, you'll see Zack.
Really? No, I really want to include both of you guys.
Thank you.
You guys have played such a obviously huge role in my life, so squeeze. Oops. I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Great job. Good job.
Love you, brother. Love you too. Hey. Love you, man. Love you too, brother. Okay. Look at you.
And next comes our flower girl. Or maybe not.
Rose.
Come all the way here if you want to, but okay, so she can see you.
Rosie. Hi. Hi, you.
She made it. If everyone would please rise. This is it. Stay there, help your mom and dad. Stay there. No return policy.
Yeah.
Get her dress.
Oh my God.
If you would remain standing momentarily. We are gathered here today in this picturesque venue on this beautiful day, not to witness the beginnings of what will be, but rather to celebrate what already is. And that clearly is love. Cupid was in the holiday spirit in December of 2017 and found himself hanging around an ugly sweater event in our nation's capital. It is there where Sydney and Zack first met, and as the story goes, the rest is history. In this moment, we also honor loved ones who can't be present to share in this celebration, but their spirits are here because loving memories never fade. On Zack and Sydney's behalf, thank you all very much for being here. You may now be seated. And at this time, we invite you to pull out your cameras for this one single photographic moment. And I'll move out of the way.
I don't know who to look at.
Your only shot during the ceremony. Take it now.
Hold hands.
Good.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, and now they have to be put back on airplane mode so that our live photographers in the back who are live streaming to relatives in Virginia can still see. All right, my dear, you may take your sister's bouquet. You two hold hands. Sydney and Zack, marriage is a commitment to share life's journey together. It offers opportunities for sharing and growth that no other human relationship can equal. A good marriage deepens and enriches every facet of life. It encourages and nurtures new experiences and new ways of expressing your love through the seasons of life. Today, you create a spirit unique to yourselves that binds you closer than any spoken or written word. Marriage is a promise in your hearts, which takes the rest of your lives to fulfill. In preparation for this ceremony, I asked Sydney and Zack some questions so that I might get to know them better as a couple, and for the added benefit of sharing some of their responses with all of you. You clearly have known them far longer than I, so some of this may be a walk for you down memory lane as well as it is for them. So of course I started by asking them how they met, and we all know that one. So I then moved to asking each of them what qualities they most admired in one another. Sydney said of Zack, Zack has such a kind and generous soul and is always putting Sydney and her fur baby's needs over your own. He is the type of person to jump into action to help others whenever he sees there is something that he can do. He doesn't wait until someone asks for help. He was an Eagle Scout, and their motto was, be prepared, which shows through in all aspects of everything that Zack does. For every trip, hike, or adventure we go on, Zack packs all the essentials for us. A first aid kit, a blanket, you name it. He is constantly thinking about how best to take care of our family. Zack said of you, Sydney, that he admires how loving and caring you are, but most of all, how empathetic you are. When Zack hurts, you hurt. And he said that you are an amazing person at working with him to build himself back up. He truly appreciates that you care and that you have an amazing outlook and insight into situations that he may not have seen. He also values how smart you are and the fact that you can juggle so many tasks simultaneously and never drop a ball. Zack said, and I quote, Sydney simply amazes me. I then asked them both, when did you realize that in each other you found your partner for life? Zack said he couldn't pin down the exact moment that realization came to him. But he admits early on that you were the one. His first clue was seeing you interact with your family and how close you all are. He said he clearly remembers the first time he met your family. You spent a week or more together, and he was able to get to know them and for them to get to know him. This quality time was amazing. Sydney knows how close I am with my family too. So it was reassuring to see that we both reciprocate the most important value. Another clue, seeing Sydney with her new niece, Rose, the flower girl. Sydney was so excited for the new addition to the family, and every time we have visited, she has shown that when it's our turn, how great a mom she will become. And then there's the story of their puppy, Cooper. Cooper is a rescue pup, and he was a little unwell when we first got him. Sydney and I took turns sleeping with Cooper during the night, on the kitchen floor no less, because Cooper's anxiety was so high. Sydney did such an amazing job nursing Cooper back to health and getting all of his issues resolved. We were tired and stressed out, and our patience grew thin. There were, a few tiffs, you could say, between us at that time, all over minor things because we were exhausted. When the worst of this Cooper period was over, we reconnected, and this period helped us strengthen our relationship by helping us figure out how best to communicate through trying times. Zack said at the start, Sydney moved at a pace a little slower than his, but because he had that feeling, he kept the pace moving on his end, and he's certainly glad he did. To the same question that I asked, Sydney responded as follows. She too said there wasn't one single moment, instead a compilation of many moments that led to the undeniable realization that Zack was her person. Like the fact that Zack used to drive from Virginia into DC and back again early in their relationship because Sydney at that time didn't have a car. And he did this almost daily. For anyone who's ever lived in the DC area, you know what an impressive feat this is given commute traffic. Another realization for Sydney is that when she learned on short notice that she would have an interview the following day for a job she really wanted. Unfortunately, she had chipped one of her acrylic nails, and no one ever shows up at a job interview with bad nails. So Zack spent nearly 2 hours with her, helping her get those acrylic nails off and putting together a professional manicured look in time for that next day interview. Sydney said, and I agree, and I think we all would, there's not too many guys that would do that. Early on in their dating phase, it was very evident that Zack values family, and obviously Sydney does too. And as important, Sydney knew Zack was something special, and they were the right fit because they had fun together, no matter what they were doing. He constantly makes her laugh, and they enjoy being silly together. Sydney said further, we quickly became the most natural versions of ourselves when we were spending time together. I also then asked them if they had any special memories to share for this occasion. Between them, they had 2 typewritten pages of memories. And I figured you at some point would want to get to dinner, so I cut them down a bit. And so this first one is a memory that says, after a successful first date, Zack asked Sydney out again. Zack had planned a night out ice skating, an ideal date because it was holiday time. Sydney agreed to do that, but had plans with her girlfriends that same day, and time just got away and spilled over into the evening. By the time Zack and Sydney got together, the ice skating venue was closed. Instead, they ended up watching the movie Elf, and Sydney was asleep within the first 5 minutes. But the next day made up for the snafus of the prior evening. The plan was simply brunch, but they had such a good time, they decided to go Christmas gift shopping for their families. Once that was done, they still didn't want to part company, so they ended up going ice skating after all. Even after that, they weren't ready to call it a night, so they went out looking at Christmas lights. This is one of their favorite memories from early on in their dating life, the mega date that never ended. Another memory involved Zack and Sydney planning their fur baby Cooper's birthday party. They gathered friends and had everyone meet up at a local brewery. Before the party, Sydney and Zack spent some time baking both human cookies and dog cookies. Zack, being an aerospace engineer, had recently purchased a 3D printer and laser cutter. Together, they spent hours laser engraving each of the cookies with the dogs' faces on them. It was an activity that they got a lot of fun doing together and is certainly a precursor for the birthdays to come once they become parents. And all of this leads to your proposal story. Guys usually have a little bit more of the backstory, so most of this comes from Zack. He shared that he and Sydney had talked a lot about their future, and they were both on the same page about one day getting married. In September 2021, Sydney and Zack planned a trip out to California to visit her family before ultimately heading north to Washington State. Zack thought this would be the perfect time to propose, So he coordinated to include both sets of parents as part of the celebration. None of this part Sydney knew in advance. After going for a short walk along the beach in Santa Cruz, and everyone well hidden, he and Sydney walked up to a bench on a cliff overlooking the ocean. It is there that Zack got down on one knee and proposed. Soon both families emerged from their hiding spots and everyone celebrated. And it's obvious what Sydney's response was because we're all here. All right, you two. Collectively, we are reminded that love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, nor is it self-seeking. It is not easily anchored or keeps record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres, because love never fails. And so I ask you both, Sydney and Zack, have you come here today of your own free will and without reservation to marry one another today?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Case in the back row, that was a resounding yes. And the people on the cameras, of course. All right. Sydney and Zack have chosen to include a hand tying ritual as part of their ceremony. And may I get that from you, please? Perfect. If you'll take it out of the box for me. And momentarily hold this binder for me before you go back. Thank you. Okay. Right hand. Hold this with your thumb on this one. Wrap it twice. The symbolism of tying a knot, obviously, is that the cord is bound, and when it is eventually tied, it represents the strength of their bond. Actually, let me go one more time. Got it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you very much.
I don't know what I'm going to read right now.
Sydney and Zack, being bound, will exchange their personally written vows. Zack will go first. It's two-sided. Okay. And here you go. I'm going to step away. Okay.
All right. Try my best to get through all of this. Sydney, I always said I knew from the first date we went on that you were the woman that I would spend the rest of my life with. And I am over the moon that this day has finally come. I knew from the night that we first met that you're a one-of-a-kind person. I could tell how empathetic and caring you were, and these are still two of my favorite traits of yours. I'm so happy that we found one another under the wild circumstances that we did, and that we have been able to foster such an amazing relationship. We had only been dating for a few months when I first introduced you to my family. Not only did you meet my parents, you met my aunt, uncle, cousins, grandfather, all in one shot. I knew that if you could withstand that experience and want to continue dating me afterwards, you were the real thing. Once there was this time when you asked me, "Why do you love me?" Your question filled my mind with all the reasons, but also paralyzed me. And in that moment, I couldn't give you a succinct answer. Since then, I started jotting down notes every time a reason popped into my head. This list has grown and grown over the years. Instead of reading them all out at this moment, I decided to share a few of my favorites. I love that you're so adventurous, and that we share the adventure bug. I'm looking forward to all the adventures we will go on together. I love how supportive you are when it comes to me pursuing my interests. And I love how you keep me fed with healthy food. I love that you are so maternal with Cooper, Callie, and Cassie. And I know you will be this way with our future children. Today, I promise to continue being supportive to you and all your aspirations, no matter what they may be. To give you a lifetime of me trying my best and working through everything with you as a team. To stick with you no matter what life throws at us. Over the years, you have experienced the Caldy 15. As a family, our internal clocks are adjusted to always be 15 minutes late. to most things. I promise to work on this and to try to adjust that internal clock.
Thank goodness.
Sydney, you are my everything, my best friend, the love of my life, and the person I'm so excited to spend the rest of my life with. We have always been teammates through our relationship, and I'm excited to take on the world with you. I cannot imagine a better partner to have by my side, nor can I imagine getting old with anyone else. I love you.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Your turn, Sweetie Pie.
Zack, I have known for quite a long time that you are my person. Your generosity, kind soul, and goofball energy made me fall in love with you from the start. Who knew that a random ugly sweater bar crawl in DC would lead me to my future husband? But I'm so thankful for that DC snow that canceled all my work appointments that day. I knew immediately that you weren't just another random guy at the bar, as you handled it like a pro when I started crying to you about how touching and sweet your family was for working on a project with kids with special needs. I've always believed that things happen for a reason, and I know in my heart that fate intervened that day to ensure we both ended up at decades of all places to find each other. As we started to date, I quickly learned your true character and kindness, with one of the standout moments being when you packed the first of very many survival kits for a girls' night out when my college girlfriends visited me in DC. From a first aid kit with Band-Aids in case we got hurt, to a blanket if any of us got cold, you thought of anything us girls might need or want. From that moment, I saw how deeply you cared for not only me, but for those who were special in my life as well as your own. I saw your character, resourcefulness, and from that moment, I saw how lucky me and our future family will always be to have you in our life. You have shown me constant support and love throughout our relationship, always taking in my needs ahead of your own. I have never wavered in knowing that you will be there for me through all the ups and downs in life, and it brings me comfort knowing that even on the hardest days, we will navigate the challenges together. Like you always tell me, as long as we're together, we'll figure it out. I'm constantly excited for our future together, and I know you will make not only the best husband, but the future dad to our babies. You will be the dad that takes our kids camping. We'll teach them how to tie all different kinds of knots that I don't even know the names of, and you'll teach them how to pack their own survival kit one day. But more importantly, I know that you will instill in them your values, loyalty, helpfulness, and the need to always be prepared. Today, in front of our family and friends, I want to make you a few promises. I promise to continue giving a kiss before bed every night. I promise to continue adventuring around the world with you, since you're my favorite travel buddy. I promise to never keep score, even if I'm clearly winning. And I promise to laugh at your silly dad jokes, even when some of them aren't funny. And know that you can also count on me to annoy you for the rest of your life, because as you always say, you're my favorite person to mess with. More importantly, I always promise to fill our home with love and constantly prioritize our relationship. I've heard that marriage isn't always easy, but you make it so easy to love you that I'm certain we'll always work through life together. I've chosen to end my vows in the same way my dad asked my mom to marry him 35 years ago, and how you so thoughtfully incorporated into our own proposal. So, Zack, do you think we ought to do this thing?
Love it. Yes.
Gotta love it. Gotta love that. Your mom's tearing up. It's a cry fest. Go ahead. All right, may I have the rings, please?
Uh-huh.
Thank you very much. All right. Wedding rings are a highly recognized symbol. Don't do anything with them yet. Symbol of marriage, Giving, receiving, and wearing rings are a joint commitment to loyalty and understanding and faithfulness between you. These rings will forever be a reminder of your partner's commitment to you and the declaration that you have found your heart's forever home. All right, my dear, if you would take her ring, and my dear, if you, did we wrap? Yeah, left hand up. Yep. If you would please repeat after me. I, Zachary Caldy,
I, Zachary Caldy,
take you, Sydney Maniscalco,
take you, Sydney Maniscalco,
to be my lawfully wedded wife,
to be my lawfully wedded wife,
to have and to hold
to have and to hold
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better or worse,
for better or worse,
for richer or poorer,
for richer or poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
until death do us part.
until death do us part.
Beautiful. Slide it. Okay, my dear. Take Zach's ring. I, Sydney Maniscalco,
I, Sydney Maniscalco,
take you,
take you,
Zachary Caldy.
Zachary Caldy.
Caldy, I'm sorry.
Okay.
You may kick me after this is over. We practiced this. It's got Cal Berkeley in my brain. To be my lawfully wedded husband,
To be my lawfully wedded husband.
to have and to hold
To have and to hold
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better or worse,
for better or worse,
for richer or
for
poorer,
richer or poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
till death do us part.
till death do us part.
Beautiful. Okay. With vows and rings exchanged, we pull the knot on your cord, symbolizing the enduring strength of your love that you will rely on throughout your lives together as husband and wife. Okay, pull that.
I'll back up a little.
Beautiful. Center it. Let's center it just a little bit. There we go. Got it? Beautiful. All right, and if our best man and maid of honor will come forward. The knot that they tied together below it. Oh, let me hold it for you. Yep, perfect. Is the love between them and also for all of you who are here present. Beautiful. A lasting memory of today. Okay. Thank you. All right, you guys hold hands. Zach and Sydney, you are holding one another's hands, hands of your best friend, young and strong and full of love for you on this your wedding day, as you've promised to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever. These are the hands that will work alongside yours as together you continue to build your future. These are the hands that will passionately love you and cherish you through the years, and with the slightest touch, comfort you like no other. These are the hands that countless times will wipe tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow, as well as tears of joy. These are the hands that one day will tenderly hold your child and children. These are the hands that will help you to hold your family together as one and give you strength when you need it most. Lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled and aged, will still be reaching for yours, giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just one touch. Today's ceremony is not only a formal declaration of love between Sydney and Zach. This occasion is also a blending of families. We first learn how to love through the bond that is created between a child and their mother. And so I say to you, Lori, and to you, Christine, in each other, you don't lose your child, you gain the other. At this time, our bride and groom will be presenting you both. Hey, guys, go to your mom first. So this rose bouquet represents their love for you and all that you have shown them in your own marriage and in your own relationships. And now you take that to your mom.
I love you so much.
Moms, please be reminded of the love that you made possible. And now we come to a close. Zack and Sydney, may the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your faces. The rains fall soft upon the fields. May the light of friendship guide your paths together. And may the laughter of future children grace the halls of your home. May the joy of living with one another tip a smile from your lips and a twinkle from your eye. And today may the spirit of love find a dwelling place in your hearts forever. So you can guess what's getting ready to happen next, because I'm going to get out of the way. No, you can't take out your phone, sorry. Zack and Sydney, given your love and commitment, it is both my pleasure and my distinct honor to now pronounce you husband and wife. Zack, you may kiss the bride! Sydney, get your bouquet back, my dear. And as you face your guests, family, and friends, I now introduce to you for the first time as husband and wife, Mr. Something wrong?
What? No.
Oh, I thought somebody. Okay. Caldy. Please toss the petals and your good wishes as the newlyweds recess out. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hope you guys thought that was good. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go. Okay. Okay, you guys got it. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Thank you. Cocktail hour!
And now, your bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Caldy. And now, to officially welcome you here this evening, father of the bride, Chuck Maniscalco.
Thank you, sir. Hey, how's it all going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, before I get into what I wanted to say, I want to point out that everything you see here, from the signage to the tables to the cornhole to all the signage and little intricacies that were put together for this event, all happened with these two guys spending endless hours putting it together. And so let's get a round of applause. It was painstaking too, wasn't it? I told them this is why you only do this once in a lifetime. So we have a great crowd here today. I just want to point out that we have representation from many places around the world, really. We have the California contingent, of course, because that's where we live. From California up to Washington. On the East Coast, a lot of people are coming in from Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, where Zack was raised, D.C., New Jersey, New York, Boston area, and then we have Brittany and her boyfriend Nathan, who came in from London. And see if I get this right, Charel and his girlfriend Vanessa from Luxembourg. Did I miss anybody? Any other towns or cities that I missed? Santa Cruz. So I just wanted to say a few words about, I am the father of the bride, so I want to say a few words about my daughter. When she was a young girl, probably starting at Rose's age, she would wear long flowing dresses, plastic high heel shoes, big sunglasses, a bolo around her neck, and she looked gorgeous. And she would prance around the neighborhood. If she didn't have her high heel shoes on, it would be barefoot. And we had a wonderful neighbor, a Hungarian woman named Daisy, that would call her Miss Hollywood. And this name stuck for years because she kept those dresses on and looked like a Hollywood little star. And so that was great. She even let me, or wanted me, to paint her toenails on special occasions with ladybug toenail polish. And that was something that I did with her that I loved. But as she grew up, she started really getting into fashion to some extent. And she loved her dresses. She knew how to color coordinate. And there were times when I like to wear Hawaiian shirts. And since I retired, I wear a Hawaiian shirt almost every day. This is not my normal attire. And when it gets chilly out, I would always put on a thick button-down plaid shirt over my Hawaiian shirt. And this just bothered her to heck.
It doesn't match.
It doesn't match. You can't wear that. And so for the next few years, on Father's Day and my birthday and on Christmas, she would buy me solid colored, thick shirts to put over it. And now I matched.
She looks a lot better.
And I agree. That's all the plaid shirts have been put away in storage, and I just have the solids now. But when she went off to college, and she would come back, her fashion sense changed a little bit, and she would come back with very holy jeans. And I don't want to insult anybody in the crowd. I'm just telling you how old-fashioned I am. I think a pair of jeans should be holeless. And I know people in this crowd wear holy jeans, but I would tell Sydney, look, you're in college, you can't afford a pair of jeans. Here's $20, go buy a new pair of jeans. She goes, oh, Dad, come on. When we see somebody walking in the mall or down the street with holy jeans, I'd say, oh, that poor girl, we need to give her some money so she can buy some new jeans. Well, that was just a joke between her and I. But I have, I want to show that I can change with the times. I have a $100 bill here. And Zachary, this is for you. Would you please buy a new pair of jeans for Miss Hollywood? Give it to you later.
Money, please.
So I would like, that's the end of my stand-up. So I would like to just say, look, these guys getting married, Zachary has been somebody that we've welcomed into our home, and it feels so natural. We feel so friendly with the Caldees. It's like two families that gelled very, very well together. And I want to make a toast. So if we can raise our glasses, I'd like to make a toast to Sydney and Zach. There you go. I wish your marriage to be full of love, happiness, and adventure. I love you two both very, very much. Cheers.
Hey, it is amazing to be here for this week, and echoing what Chuck had said earlier. These two have done just a fantastic job, and I'm so proud of both of them. It's been quite a journey and a lovely experience to spend time with them on the East Coast. Since they've been there, we've never been to DC more than we have in the last few years, so it's been great. And the theme today has kind of been, it's been love, and everybody that you kind of talk to says how much they are in love. And what I wanted to do was, I really didn't want to talk. I wanted to put this in verse with a little bit of music. So I'd like them to gaze into each other's eyes, and I'm gonna bring in the Nat King Cole, wherever he might be, and say, how do you spell love? L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore. And love is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take your heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. And I would like to close in saying to the both of you, may your lives and your life force and your love force be with you guys for always. We love you. And we love our new family.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extra.
Next, we hear from the matron of honor, sister of the bride, Kayla Mendoza.
John, you ready for our duet? Just kidding. I don't sing. Hi, everyone. For those who don't know me, I am Sydney's sister, Kayla. First, just want to thank everyone for being here to help us celebrate this special day for me, my sister, our family, and Zach's family. It's very obvious that you two spent a lot of time making today's wedding your dream wedding. Everything truly went off flawlessly. And I really just want to congratulate both of you. And Sydney, you make a beautiful bride. Zack, you look cool too. When I was thinking about what to write for this speech, I kept coming back to my fondest memories of Sydney, most of which are from our early childhood. Sydney's well, my dad stole my thunder on this one, but Sydney's nickname growing up around our neighborhood, as you've heard, was Miss Hollywood. She would wear these huge sunglasses and big foofy dresses and run around our neighborhood screaming, "Dearie, dearie, oh dearie." And today you are in your ultimate Miss Hollywood dress, and you just look truly stunning. I don't cry. I didn't even cry in our wedding. A few other memories that hold such value to me are made-up games and activities we used to do. I'll never forget how much fun we had doing pencil trades after a full day of swimming, or how we used to write secret notes to each other in our empty tissue boxes when we shared a room. My favorite one might be how I used to make a full-blown presentation asking you if American Idol could please be my show and not yours, and if cheerleading could be my thing. Yes. Truly sister memories. These memories with you, Sydney, hold such a peaceful place in my heart. And in turn, it actually makes me be a better mom to Rose, as I can only hope I give her these type of memories. You've grown into such a kind, caring, fun adult that I know our childhood set the foundation for. I'm really proud of you and all that you've accomplished. Zack, you are truly lucky. Sid, you're lucky too. I'll get to that part in a second, to Zack. I've been fortunate enough to watch their relationship grow. From the moment we met Zack, was actually the day my husband and I got engaged, and Zack hopped in without even knowing us and recorded our whole engagement, drone and all. And to the countless visits where he would use me for my Disneyland free passes that Zack would always come to, and all the holidays we've been able to share together. As an older sister, all you can hope for is for your younger sister. As an older sister, all you can hope for your younger sister is that they will find a partner who treats them with respect, patience, love, and support. And I feel confident that today Sydney's married a man who embodies all of those qualities. Zack has time and time again blown me away with his character and how big his heart is. Literally since day one that I met Zack, I had an instant bond with him and pretty much knew instantly he was the one for Sydney. I will share a story of the exact moment I truly knew he was not only perfect for Sydney, but also for our family. It was actually a few years ago on my wedding day in Hawaii. It was my wedding morning, and I asked my husband if he had his vows ready to go. He assured me he was all set, later learning he was planning to read them off his phone. True Marco style. And we were getting married standing in the ocean, so I really didn't want him to drop his phone, or knowing him, his phone probably would have died mid-vows. It was just really bothering me, the phone. After about 5 times of asking him to please have them printed, I just let it go because I had much more important things to worry about. A few hours passed and we were all lining up for the ceremony to begin, and Marco whips out his printed vows on paper. I said, "Oh my God, that's great. Where'd you get them printed?" And he stayed quiet and Zack stayed quiet, and they each gave each other just a weird look, and I was like, "Okay, Zack, you did this. Thanks so much." And Zack looked at me and he's like, "No, would not take credit for it at all." But I know my dear husband. I knew that had to be Zack. Later learning that it was Zack who had them printed for me. Just another example of how Zack not only cares about Sydney, but the happiness of the people that are important to Sydney. He wouldn't take credit for it, giving all credit to my husband. I share this story to exemplify how Zack truly cares about our family as his own, and making our happiness as much of a priority as Sydney's. I'm sure everyone who knows Zack can share stories about how selfless of a human being he is, always willing to help out and sharing his small act of kindness with us. I'm so excited to call you my brother today, Zach. You're everything we could have hoped for to join our family. I'm looking forward to having you two finally live closer to us. I see lots of pool days, beach trips, and barbecues in our future. I'm also excited for Penny and Cooper to be best friends. One might take a little bit longer. I'll let you guys too. It's mine, it's Penny. So let's raise a glass to Sydney and Zach, two of my favorite people who I wish nothing but a lifetime of happiness. I love you both. Cheers.
And now, maid of honor, sister of the bride, Chelsea Maniscalco.
So I do have my phone. So my name is Chelsea. For those who don't know me, I'm Sydney's oldest sister, or as she would call me most of her life, her second mom. So I've always felt very protective of both of my younger sisters. When I was 5 years old, though, my baby sister, Sydney, was born. And I remember going to the hospital to meet her, and my 5-year-old self instantly knew that she was mine. She was my baby sister and exactly what I had asked Santa for Christmas. I'm not joking. I changed her diapers, I fed her, I held her, I took care of her, and I protected her. From the moment I got home from kindergarten until she went to sleep, that is what I did. I even brought her to my show and tell day for kindergarten and walked around the circle, holding her with both arms, introducing her as, "This is my baby, this is my baby, this is my baby." But being the oldest sister does come with a lot of responsibilities. I had to test out everything first to make sure that my sisters could handle it. And while Kayla claimed cheerleading and other shows, Sydney decided to do everything I did. So Kayla had her own path, and Sydney did everything I did, and I helped mold who she is today. For example, I played the flute and piccolo, Sydney played the flute and piccolo. I joined a youth orchestra, Sydney joined a youth orchestra. I got a pet rat, Sydney got a pet rat. I played field hockey in high school, Sydney played field hockey in high school. I went to a UC for college, Sydney went to a UC for college. I majored in biology, Sydney also majored in biology. I moved to the East Coast after college, she moved to the East Coast after college. I'm not making this up. I went to grad school, I convinced her not to go to grad school. I never told a lie to my mom and dad. Oh, well, we're going to skip over that one. So one of my favorite memories growing up with Sydney is that we would play Wedding when we were little with our dress-up box. Sydney would refuse to play with me unless she got to be the bride and I had to be the groom. And I always wanted to play the bride too, and she would just say, "Fine, I'm not playing." But because I always wanted to play, I would be the groom. She got to wear the dress-up veil, the wedding dress, and our mom's wedding shoes. And being the good, older, protective sister that I am, I would wear this red velvet vest with these hideous striped tan pants, pull my hair back in a bun, and say, "I do," in a deep voice. And this happened every single time we played Wedding. I was always taking care of her and doing what she told me to so that we could play games her way. So Zachary, thanks for being the groom this time. I'm more than happy to relinquish that position. So when Zachary proposed to Sydney, both of our families were there, and it was in Santa Cruz. And I remember being at my parents' beach house afterwards and just looking over at Zachary, standing at the other side of the room, and I just started crying. I went up to him, gave him this giant hug, because I knew that my baby sister was going to be taken care of for the rest of her life by her new protector. But maybe I can still protect her just a little bit. I always wanted a brother when I was little, And while I'm glad that Sydney was born a girl and we were raised as 3 girls, I now have 2 amazing brother-in-laws in my life and my new brothers. So please join me in raising a glass to my baby sister and new brother-in-law. All the best to love, laughter, and that sweet happily ever after.
And now, best man Graham Gresham.
Hello, hello. We're going to make this short and sweet because the longer this takes, the longer I get to wait to see how Zach's dance lessons paid off. So we'll get it rolling. Good evening, everyone. My name is Graham Gresham. I'm the best man of Zach. First of all, it's great to be here with the Qualities. You guys hold a special place in my heart, and it's great to be here with you all. Maniscalco's beautiful evening last night at the rehearsal dinner. That was awesome. Zach and Sid did a heck of a job of putting this together, and Sid, you look absolutely stunning. Zach, as some of the groomsmen I love to refer to you, you are the nicest asshole we've ever met. For those who do not know, Zach and I first met in 1997. We were about 4 years old, and him and his family moved to Virginia from New Jersey, just across the street from us, and man, did he bring his gap teeth with him. Thankfully, he grew into them. So our parents all became naturally very close, so I had no choice but to become friends with them. Zach and I were very tight through elementary school and early middle school, and as time went by, I began to realize Zach was literally good at everything that I wasn't. Boy Scouts, I purposely did everything with Zach so he could tie all my knots for me, set up my tents, making morning pancakes at sleepovers. All I had to do was put in the chocolate chips. I thought I was so important, just putting in the chocolate chips. He did everything else. Yeah. I even pooped my pants at the pumpkin batch when I was 5 years old. And Zach's still friends with me. So you're seeing a trend here. I'm literally that friend in the relationship. We had many neighborhood shenanigans, one of which was our first rock business. We thought it was a great idea to break rocks, the colors on the inside, and we sold them to our neighbors. I think we had $25 in revenue in the first year before the neighborhood shut us down for breaking up the sidewalks. Great times, great times. So fast forward to post-college. One weekend, Zach, my wife Rachel, and another friend of mine decided to go on a bar crawl in DC, and I know we've heard bits and pieces of this, so I'll share my side of it. Bar after bar, drink after drink, we stumble into one that's jammed with people. I've heard from you earlier that it was decades. I didn't know that until now. I do remember getting in there like it was yesterday. We shoved our way through all the people, get to the back corner, and get ourselves another drink. After this, it gets a little bit blurry for me. I do remember, though, that we met 2 girls named Sid. I'm unable to recall why, but one of the Sids slapped me in the face. It wasn't this Sid. It was another Sid. We're not going to point any fingers, but it was another Sid. I probably had no spatial awareness or said something really sarcastic. That's, to deserve that slap. I recall the other Sid, however, being a little loud with a Marge Simpson type of laugh. But extremely genuine and nice, and that was this Sid. Next thing I know, Zach and Sid started going on date nights, hanging out consistently, and they're now some of my wife and I's favorite people. Basically, I take credit for all this because I invited Zack to the bar crawl. Sid, I love you so much, and I'm so happy that you and Zack found each other. You challenge each other in all the right ways, care for each other, and you've already shared so many great memories with much more to come. It feels like you've been in Zack's life since the beginning, and I'm so glad that it's going to be till the end. Zack, you're selfless, thoughtful, such a good listener. You do things with intent and hard work. Everyone around you can see and feel that. As a friend, you are fiercely loyal, and I know I can depend on you for anything, except, of course, to stay on the East Coast. No, in all seriousness, I'm not sure what I did to deserve a best friend like you, but I truly struck gold. So if everyone would just join me in raising a glass, Sydney, Zack, love each other, and you will be happy. It's just as simple yet difficult as that. Cheers.
Way to go, Graham.
All right, and now it's time to hear from your groom.
All right. Thank you, guys. I don't have anything prepared. We thought of every other detail except for me giving a thank you speech. But I do want to sincerely thank every one of you guys. You guys have played a major role in both Sydney and I's lives at one point and hopefully into the future. We look forward to spending forever together with each and every one of you guys. Thank you all for making it out here, and I'm looking forward to dancing. Oh. Am I supposed to mention? Oh. So Sydney and I are going to go cut our wedding cake. Somebody who is very important to us is my grandfather, and he's not able to travel, so he wasn't able to make it. He was in the Navy, and during his wedding, they had a naval wedding, so they used swords during their ceremony. I was able to travel out with that sword, and that's the sword that we're going to cut the cake with tonight. So, and as we're cutting the cake, we're going to play my grandmother and grandfather's song that they loved, so to tie in the family aspect to it. So, yeah.
Beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me, my lover stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing. Somewhere beyond the sea, she's there watching for me. If I could fly like birds on high, then straight to her arms I'd go sailing. It's far beyond the star, it's near beyond the moon. I know beyond the doubt my heart will lead me there soon. Beyond the shore, we'll kiss just as before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again I'll go sailing. the silence, you wait like a bug. I last a decade on one of those looks. I would give the ocean up to swim in your blues. I don't love anyone the way I love you, the way I love you, the way if I know what love is, it's because of you. You light my fire, yeah, that's the whole truth. I know it's easy to get lost in all of these shoes. I'll tell the whole world, top of my lungs, past, present, future, they know you're the one. Doesn't take a diamond to say that I do. I don't love anyone, no, I don't love anyone. I don't love anyone the way I love you.
Zack and Sydney. And now, Sydney would like to invite her father to the dance floor for the traditional father-daughter dance. Let's have the father of the bride out here.
Someday, when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you in the way you look tonight. With each word, your tenderness grows, tearing my fear apart. And that laugh wrinkles your nose, touches my foolish heart. Lovely, don't you ever change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you just the way you look tonight. Just the way you look tonight.
Father of the bride. And now, Zack would like to invite his mother to the dance floor. Let's have the mother of the groom out here.
I just met you, seems like yesterday. You opened up your eyes and I recognized your face. You know that you're the one that we've been waiting for, gonna keep you safe. First time I held you in my arms, I knew I'd love you all the way. I took you in at night, another day has passed. Every week goes by a little faster than the last. It wasn't so
mother of the groom.